It has been said that we die twice in this life. The first time, when we stop breathing. The second time is when we are forgotten. That is why we must tell the stories of the dead. On his way home from a nursing job, Stephen Smith was traveling down Sandy Run Road on this stretch of highway during the early morning hours of July the 8th, 2015. He reportedly ran out of gas and left his car behind and began walking down this long stretch of road. And then another passerby would eventually discover a body lying in the middle of the road. And this cross marks exactly where Stephen Smith's body was found around 4 a.m. on July the 8th, 2015. Early investigators would cordon off the scene and they would investigate what had happened that night. As we travel the road to Stephen's final resting spot, which is roughly 2 miles from where his body was found, I will tell you the rest of his story. Investigators early on thought that Stephen was a victim of a homicide because they did not find glass or paint or any other kind of bruising that is consistent with a hit and run. They noted that Stephen's shoes were also loosely placed upon his feet. So all of the evidence was pointing to a homicide. But in Hampton County, there is a very influential family who almost owned the law in the low country, as they call it. And rumors had started spreading that they were involved somehow. I'm talking about the Murdaugh family. You may have heard of them recently as the patriarch. The father, Alex Murdaugh, was just convicted for killing his wife and his youngest son, Paul. Once rumors of this started going around, it had seemed the case had went cold and law enforcement didn't want to work on the case anymore. And they just put it on a shelf, and the case went cold from 2015 to 2021. You see, in 2021, that is when the Murdaugh family killings happened. Maggie and Paul were killed, and police started questioning everyone and opening investigations to everyone that could possibly be connected to the Murdaugh family. While they were opening up this investigation, they seem to have found some more information regarding Stephen's death. Right here is the cemetery, the Gooding Cemetery. In this cemetery is where Stephen is laid to rest, and people can stop by and pay their respects to his final resting place, as I am doing here. Later in 2021, law enforcement would rule Stephen's death a homicide as they found more evidence that it was not a hit and run. It was officially ruled a homicide. And Stephen's body was also exhumed to have a second autopsy done in a different state so that there would be no influence from Hampton County, and so it could be unbiased in the findings that were found. They collected evidence, new evidence, and it is part of an ongoing investigation now. A lot of rumors, speculation, and theories have ran rampant. You see, Stephen was an openly gay man, and a lot of people think that this was a hate crime because of his sexual orientation. Other people think that he knew too much about powerful people and corruption in Hampton County, and that he had to be killed because of that reason. Other people claim that he was just in a wrong place at the wrong time. My thoughts on the situation is that this case should never be let go until Stephen's killers are brought to justice. Stephen has a loving family who miss him very much, and they have suffered every day without him. On the back of Stephen's headstone, it reads, "Now I lay you down to sleep. I pray the Lord your soul to keep. Within his arms he'll hold you tight, my heavenly angel, my guiding light." If anyone out there watching this video has any information as to what happened to Stephen on the early morning of July the 8th, 2015, please contact this number and let them know. Any tips would greatly be appreciated, as justice needs to be served to the person or persons who are responsible for this awful, horrible crime.